Hey everyone, this is Jamie. Um, Today I'm gonna discuss um, Elliot Page, who recently came out as non-binary and identifies with he/them pronouns. So, congrats! Welcome to the community, and obviously it's a brave act for someone who is known to be in the LGBT community uh, as a cis-identifying person for so long and then open up as trans. Um, I can't say I ever. Uh, I don't even remember properly watching a lot of movies with him in particular. I just remember that he was a very outspoken advocate, and I pretty much that was kind of my only opinion of him, to be honest. So I know he was on a shoot with Victor Belmont, like he was invited for uh, a video, but he was like behind the screen, obviously, as in he wasn't one of the actors. And I remember I was thinking, I'm not sure if he should be the one watching specifically gay porn, but I didn't know back then, and obviously that made me feel like people were reducing Victor Belmont to just genitals, really. Um, so I kind of went on with this, no attachments whatsoever. And also, despite my own struggles and acceptance with sexuality, um, I don't know. I I was quite distant from a certain community, and now I'm pretty much at knives with them. So uh, I know the likelihood of obviously my opinion getting out there is close to zero, but I wanted to say that I really hope that he uses his voice to address a lot of trans problems. I know he addressed specifically the issue of trans women getting killed in Brazil, and I am very thankful because obviously a lot of people just focus on US-centric news and etc. But I really hope that he will shed light to trans masculine issues, trans men issues, non-binary issues, because specifically when it comes to non-binary, there's a very long way to go. And like I still have to educate people on what non-binary is. Like met a guy a few days ago and we needed, and I literally was discussing with him for a very, very long while what non-binary people are, and he was coming up with these accusations and saying trans people are crazy and etc. And I really kind of just sat down and tried to channel his thinking. And so yeah, it also gave me a wake-up call that apparently I passed on my Instagram as well with a full face, so repeat. But yeah, so I kind of really hope that Elliot sheds light on a lot of things which are not addressed by other trans people or are not as discussed. And but I understand that I can't speak for Elliot, obviously, and because he is kind of in the Hollywood circle or whatever, I feel a bit uncomfortable because there's a lot of controversy regarding the Me Too movements, and specifically um, which people close eyes on, because yes, the original idea is good and it has benefited a lot of people, but at the same time, it really raises a lot of victims of female and male abuse, and they just get erased. And a lot of them, like Rose McGowan, Cara Delevingne, identify as non-binary, but they only speak about women's issues, and they still proceed identifying as women. And in general, the more I kind of dig online, the more I see that a lot of people still very much cling to women's issues despite not being one. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't care about women's issues. I'm just saying that when you identify as trans, and then, for instance, there's that incident with Rose McGowan where she kicked out a trans woman, or she kicked out a trans woman out of a book signing, I think, and she pretty much spewed some really nasty turf rhetoric. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm not trying to make assumptions, but it's really hard because usually the more I talk to people, the more I see that people have a massive mistrust these days of the LGBT community. Because, I mean, seriously, many problems are addressed, many aren't, and it becomes a nearly tug of war of what is the LGBT community. And it's nearly becoming a reflection of feminism, where feminists would not call out TERFs, and they would say they're not feminists, etc. And the TERFs would grow, and look where we are now. And the LGBT community is just like, oh, they're just transphobic, whatever, but they're part of the LGBT community, whatever. So I just want to make myself clear that um, if there is some rhetoric you will not agree with, it's fine to speak up. Well, hypothetically. We're all getting an axe thrown our way at this point, but I just really hope that this sheds light on more issues which should be discussed. And I know that he identifies as queer. Um, so obviously, I'm kind of waiting for a big name to be a gay trans guy. So anyway, I really wish that this whole mess with the LGBT community being weird goes away, and also we're on our way to the holidays, and it's getting pretty hard. So obviously, seeing Elliot come out and seeing positive feedback, and seeing other trans people say that he's giving them courage is a good thing. Specifically now when we have COVIDs, when the holidays are upon us, and yeah, I think I'll discuss the holidays more in depth as the weeks come in. So it's a bittersweet kind of first December for me, because obviously holidays, and it's really hard to open up. Anyway, I really wish Elliot the best, and I hope as a community we will become more tolerant and nicer to each other.